Hello guys, let's start. I had a really one of those special moments in life and I thought I would be late, but I wasn't. So let me give you a little bit shorter music and we will start. Okay, I want to hear how was your last week, guys. Anybody felt some tension in the air, some heaviness? Come on, fess up. Who had a good week? Who had a bad week? I had a hell of a week. I'll tell you all about it. Okay, where is my live screen? Let's see, I'll be lucky today with transmission. Let me remove that thingy. Let me remove this opening screen and come back to you. We are working with the Wild Unknown and with the Tarot of Pig and Cats today. Get that ready. And with Romance Angels. Without the descriptions, you know that I'm not crazy about that Disney kind of like a thingy. So good morning, good morning. Let me go to see who is here to say hi. I just want to send hello to Sandy, who is sick. She, I think, broke her wrist or ankle, and Brooklyn, your week was, oh my gosh, look at this. Was there something in a freaking air that we all had this kind of like bad week? What was going on? Okay, so just I want everybody for a second to really send to Sandy Smurf. You know, she's one of the mods and she broke her wrist and she's in a cast, so she cannot tape it with a cast. We know the feeling, right? So send her like some healing energy. Everybody is here so loving. And all to the other mods who are like just coming here and working so hard. So let's see who we have. Brooklyn is, what did I do? Did I disconnect this? Hopefully I didn't. That wouldn't surprise me because we are in the shadow of Mercury retrograde and now it doesn't want to let me connect. Isn't this lovely? It's here. Is it here? We'll come back. Okay, good week. Keep vibrations high and positive. We are trying. And there is Kylie. Thank you, Kylie. I'm sure Sally is going to appreciate Brooklyn. It's just seeing my mods. Barbie was here. So who else is in the house? Crystal, Dion, Dee. Hello Dion. Natty Cat, good morning, my Canadian. China Who, Desiree, Indiana, nice to see you. Treasure Burrows, is this the first time Treasure you're here? Betty Boop, I think we see some new faces. Denise Hunter, and Silly Jane, hello again. Ra, I think it's a god, Ra. That's kind of like sounds right. So I think Liz Fevrier. And wow, it's so nice to see you. I think Lati is going to be joining us shortly, so she will be doing the moderators. But how about Kylie? You are the mod in charge today. I mean, I'm going to tell Lati when she comes in. Or were you the last time? Or you were the last time? Who was the last time? If you were the last time, then I'm going to go back to Brooklyn and make her work. So let me know. So between the two of you, I kind of like have this kind of like feeling somebody's going to be in charge. So guys, somebody's going to get a really shorty sample reading from me. Very simple. Hello sissies for Greece. It wasn't you the last time. So okay, Kylie, it's you this time, if you don't mind. So you need to kind of like pick up the energies of the people. I know that we all can use the reading, but just kind of figure out who really needs it. And they will have to put their email when you call their name, and file the form cattarot.ca/contest. Just make sure that you remember to let them know. It's all also in the descriptions, guys. Yay, awesome. So let's start. Pisces, happy birthday to you. And I know, guys, my apologies, I'm late on everything. I should have just taken a night off, a month off. Instead, I was working like sort of like halfway. Most of the time I'm exhausted and tired. I was like insomniac, and all of a sudden I'm not. I'm kind of like trying to get sleep anytime I can with a little buddy, but hopefully I'm going to finish March once. Hopefully, not sure if I can squeeze in X's, but at least I caught up with my readings, so I don't have backlog anymore. So this is kind of like yay. And I really think that at this stage I will be, for the next month, only taking the previous clients, because you guys have the preference over the others. So anybody who was before, who has a coupon, is going to be squeezed in. But for the new ones, you'll have to ask me, because honestly I'm like working reduced hours. So let's see. Happy birthday to Pisces. So we're starting with Pisces. Last time somebody said, well, you know, Kat, I like the energy for the element. So I said I'm going to alternate. Since we did individual last time, I'm going to do the element and then individual of the element. So we are going to do it this time. So what I guess I'm going to do for the element, because I have the baby sleeping, so everything is going to get shorter, because I just simply can't afford 30 hours a week for monthlies. But anyway, I want you to have something. Good morning, Laddie. How are you? Kylie is a mod in charge today. I wanted to give you to do that, but I guess I hope you don't mind. So water. So I'm doing really briefly one card for water, and that's going to be impasse. Interestingly enough, that for water, first of all, you guys are feeling sexy. I really think, especially this is relating to anybody who kind of like has some dealings with, let's say, a Cancer. It could be Pisces also that I'm picking up on you. This is kind of like really interesting when I get over this this card, right? So water basically is telling me that there's like something, there's obstruction, and guess which element kind of like can go around obstruction the easiest? Water, because you never go through it, right? So fire bombs things, right? So fire everywhere. We from the air, we fly over, but that also takes time, and you guys just kind of like figure out to go around things, right? So keep in mind that, hey, if something is not going in a straight line, it's not an ending. If that path is somehow blocked and you are at that kind of like impasse, the goal is still there. Just because you couldn't reach something right now, it is like really, you need to ask yourself, what is your reaction to kind of like rerouting for delays? You need to regroup, you need to refocus. This is talking about guardian angels and wisdom and opportunity, and that you kind of like really need to surrender to this experience. So yeah, I'm missing my cat cards. I'm having so many tarot decks at this stage that I'm kind of like feeling going back to the basics. That's what the baby's teaching me. So let's do this. I'm going to be really easy. Pisces, 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 Pisces. What's going on for Pisces? Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. So going to be Pisces. You have Eight of Cups reversed, you have the Chariot reversed, you have Seven of Pentacles reversed. Pisces, your birthday, but you have the Magician reversed, you have Nine of Cups reversed, but then you have the World. It looks like to me, Pisces, any Pisces in the house over here, it's very simple. I really think, guys, you are going through something, talking about an impasse. That's something you're realizing it's going in the ditch. It's not going as planned. You just can't figure it out. It could be in regards to some person. It could be, as I said, another water sign. It could be also earth sign. It could be also an air sign that I see it over here. The really interesting part of all of that is like you keep especially for those who are going in on and off relationships. You come leaving, coming back, leaving, coming back. Nothing is working out. You're not repairing things properly. So you're always at this kind of like impasse. It looks like the wishes are not matching. There is like some items that are working out, but you're at the stage seeing that certain things cannot be built. And you're maybe feeling that somebody's manipulating. And guess what? I know they're like all kind of like reverse cards, but don't think that reverse cards are negatives, because in this particular stage, they're telling you, look, it will be a wise decision to move on. And look at this. I just zoomed in too much. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see it, because the World card is a really, really good news when you get it upright. It means, I did zoom out, so it's not really helping. So this is really telling me that you are moving in the next stage. Like this was supposed to end up that way and not to move it further. Okay, so now I'm going to do angel cards. I'm going to do angel cards, love cards, romance cards. Let your friends help you. Ask for and support and accept support from others. You know what? Don't go through any situations you're going on your own. I can see something being highly emotional. I can see there is like some kind of structure that is being affected. So guys, it is your birthday. Maybe you're going to realize, no more. I'm putting myself first, and no more an impasse. Okie dokie. So the next one we are going to be doing is, who do I do next? Cancer. Cancer. Cancer, 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 Cancer. Let me close this, it's irritating me. Cancer, Cancer. Hello, hello, CM, SND. Boy in the house, a guy in the house, a man in the house. I don't even know anymore what is the correct thing. I'm just like so tired of this political correctness, you know. Oh, you call me a girl, I'm a woman. Oh, for God's sake, right? You don't know anymore what to do. So I think, you know, people are going to learn how to be silent. Okay, Cancer, Cancer, and Cancer. You have 6 of Wands reversed. You have 9 of Wands reversed. Look at all this fire. You have the High Priestess, which kind of like is your card. Well, you have the Star. You have 7 of Cups. And then you have like 10 of Wands. So it sounds to me that there is a process of some kind. You're like observing. You have high hopes and you have high wishes. Remember that everyone here still has that impasse card. So impasse means block, obstacle. Certain things might not kind of like push it forward, right? It looks to you something that was working at one point, it's not working anymore. It's like, it could be something as simple that diet you used to have, it's not working anymore. That relationship you used to have is not working anymore. You shifted, or somebody shifted, and now like these two elements are not fitting together. But there is like some kind of like another thing that is occurring. I really like when these two cards reappear together, because this is really telling me about inner maturity. It is telling me about some introspection, in observation of the people, and faith. Hello, hello. My little Aquarius showed up. My furry Aquarius showed up. I'm going to back to bed. Okay, you go. So this is about that. You know, looking up, kind of stretching, being playful, having hope, having understanding of life. And this is also almost like you're not going to go in any kind of like arguments. You're going to see what's going on, what's happening, and you'll go from that point on. It's kind of like really, really weird. And you have it is safe for you to love. So you guys, you need to kind of get yourself out of situations where there were secrets or there were burdens or somebody saddled you and you feel you're giving a lot and you're not getting it. It's kind of like things are taken away from you. Be kind of like really able to understand that, not just shifted aside, oh, not that will pass and people will change. No, this is like what you need to absorb as a lesson, that certain things kind of like need to kind of like be observed and sort of like closed, need to be dropped. So whatever that is that you need to drop is something that you need to figure out in your life. But it was clearly something that did make you important, but no more for some reason. Okay, so the next part is, let's do, who did I not do? Scorpio. Scorpio. A sip of my coffee. Lati had a hell of the week too, so let's send her also recovery wishes. I mean, it's like what the mothers do when their babies are hurting, right? So, oh my goodness, what a rough week that was. Look at that. Look at that. So, Scorpio. Any Scorpio in the house? Celia Jane has a Scorpio in her chart. Awesome. Unfortunately, Lati, I know. And this one wants to come. Oh, the sun is going to shine again. Okay. Scorpio, 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 and Scorpio. So, you have 9 of Wands, the sun. You have Ace of Wands. Whoa. You have 3 of Swords reversed. Then you have 4 of Wands. You have the Star. And you have the 7 of Wands reversed. That's lots of messages. Keep in mind that you guys will not really feel at an impasse as much as the other water signs. Look at this, like, shifting of the energies. It's really, really important, right? So what I see over here is that there was like something that is in a process. It has been in a process for a while. That something could relate to children, it could relate to marriage, it could relate to new path in a relationship. I love this Ace of Wands. There's like something growing from something old, maybe something that felt forgotten, something that felt it cannot be grown anymore. Hello, hello. And yet you want to go in a new direction with maybe somebody from the past, but you're extremely apprehensive about that. There's like still a lots of, and I guess it sounds like, oh, look at that. Maybe it was like a feeling of being left out in the cold. Maybe it was a third-party relationship. And I understand, of course, in that situation, you really have to watch it, right? So there's like still kind of like, you know, that burn. Like the burn heals, but the scar stays, and the scar is that visual reminder that kind of connects to that emotion. But it almost looks like that this is kind of being soothed for some reason, because 4 of Wands is saying to me, you guys are going to the next level of something. Maybe something that couldn't work, didn't work, maybe something was an impasse for you is now starting to move forward. There's like a new hope, there's like a new feeling of moving forward. And don't think it's going to kind of like go smooth. As I said, water signs has to go around the obstacles. You might be dealing with an air sign, you might be dealing with a fire sign, in particular with Aquarius or a Leo, that is kind of like indicated, but doesn't really have to be, because these energies are extremely strong that I see over here. It's kind of like feeling about the optimism. You have the sun and the star. It is like new optimism, but also feeling guarded at the same time. And actually, that's a pretty good way of being in a relationship. So, retreat. Now, I kind of like have a couple of ways of looking at this card. Sometimes it tells me you need to be solo, but I really think in your case it's not about solo. It is about possibly finding that quiet place, nothing, you know, with fireworks, not one of those bachelor dates. It's more or less, hey, you know what, let's go for a weekend somewhere, or let's kind of like find a bench in a park. Well, I know it sucks in the winter, right? But something like that. And kind of like have that conversation. It's kind of really interesting that almost are showing a married couple over here. So, I don't know, anybody's planning to be married or reunite with your old partner? It's a very strange. So yes, you're going to feel maybe an impasse, because it's going to feel like, why am I feeling this is moving forward, and yet I'm feeling this apprehensive, and that's possibly how that impasse will be actually affecting you. So voila, which element is next, guys? So is this better when I don't go into many details about the element and we still cover it? So I guess we're not going to touch those guys for today. Too many decks already. Which element? Which element? I had a pet rat named Kevin. Okay, let's do air. Nobody's calling. Let's do air. Oh my gosh. There we go. We have air. And air is coming out. Self-worth. Whoa! That's a biggie one for air. And look, it's coming out from the thin air. It is about creativity. It's about when things are going down and it's all cold, it's all frozen, and it's almost like feeling some kind of like sense of devastation, being isolated. And yet, why? Because she's kind of warm in how she's basically positioning. But this is kind of like a card that basically says, hey, come and sit in this king's chair, feel the love. This is about deserving, and it's we need to learn to put ourselves in something nice and cushy on a pedestal. It almost looks like, if you guys are air, did you not think that you would just say to somebody else sitting around, go and sit, go and sit? You would not going to sit into that before, or like first. And that's kind of like what I really feel, that this is about aiming higher. This is about self-appreciating, and also about being rewarded. But it's also kind of like something that you need to do is that self-love and being curious, and you know, you need to be ready to receive something that others are not receiving, because I really think air by nature is very generous, very much like in fire. I can see that with fixed signs, air and fixed signs tend to be very generous. But now it is time for, it's a me time over here. Well, that's kind of good. I guess given the last week was not me time for me, I kind of had to learn that lesson. Maybe that's kind of like what this week is going to lead into. So I have Gemini, so let's start from Gemini. Gemini. Guys, did you give me thumbs up? Come on, thumbs up, please. Pretty please. Actually, I shouldn't ask pretty please. Hey, thumbs up. Thumbs up. Even Saf is doing that. Gemini. Oops. Hi, Kalima. Hello. Gemini. Okay. So, we have 6 of Wands. So, this is kind of like relevant to your sign. Ooh, do we have the Empress? So, motherhood. You'll feel clingy, or you feel maybe a little bit, let's say dictatorial. There is Ace of Wands. It's something springing also from the past. Knave of Swords, 7 of Swords reversed, and 2 of Pentacles reversed. So it's going to be busy week, I guess, Geminis. I do feel it's going to be a mix of a whole bunch of things. It kind of like you are feeling about restarting, regrowing something, but life gets in the way. And something midweek might be interaction. Maybe you're going to misunderstand something. Hello, it's Mercury retrograde, guys. It is already shadow for the next 3 weeks. I think it's March the 5th that we are entering officially. And also we had this, like, what did they call this? Jesus, what was this called? This big moon completely. It's on the tip of my tongue. It's not star. It was humongous moon, right? And maybe this is why this full moon heaviness was there. But you are kind of like putting certain things together in your head. You're realizing maybe this simply means that you haven't been on the pedestal. You still have to configure how to do that, right? Because this is telling me, yeah, you want to feel that you are getting ahead and that there's like a growth and feeling that you're moving forward, but at the same time things get in the way. You might have like bills or nagging things coming in, lots of things coming that can leave you a little bit kind of like apprehensive, but I would not say really that there's anything really too serious. So it's kind of interesting, Lattice here being a Gemini, but let me have a sip. Last week when I did Gemini, she was just like, oh my god, something bad will happen. And then she had like that freaky thing that happened to her daughter. It just kind of like sends me shivers. Super moon, thank you, Chris. Super moon, star moon. Well, it's the same. Star moon sounds better. So let me see. Gemini. Unrequited love. And this is the most bizarre. I scratched it on the other one. Unrequited love to me talks about needs not being met. And I really think this pretty much could be the same card. Even though this Disney inscription says there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. But I really think the relationship we are talking about here is about yourself or with yourself. Or you might be dealing with somebody who is also air sign, who is kind of appealing to your wit. But at the same time, I think this relationship is not really the one that you need for your own personal growth. Maybe eventually you need to put yourself ahead. Maybe this relationship is making you needy and you're getting different, and maybe, you know, sometimes we get in relationships and we find ourselves behaving in a completely bizarre way, because that's simply that karmic kind of like sucks you in, and then you are becoming a villain and like, why the heck am I doing this? And then you realize you break up relationship and all of a sudden this whole spell is gone and you're feeling normal. It's absolutely normal thing to see in psychology. That's how it plays, because when person has a really karmic thing to reach, you're literally sucked into that vortex and you're playing a role. So guys, self-respect, self-worth, work on yourself. It could be still issues with motherhood, with children. I can absolutely see that over here, but you're moving forward. You're getting some understanding of what really needs to be done. It might be a little bit tough juggling all the things. Libra. Yep, bloody. That's the lesson of the week for air signs. Let's see. Libra. Brooklyn. Empath and narcissist. That sucks. Empaths need to learn. And this is why I don't do free readings other than here, where you guys need to do something. I'm so many times approached by people. Oh, I'm so special. I need a free reading. Blah, blah, blah. First of all, it's not fair to our paying customers. Second of all, I mean, I did it once or twice. And usually people don't understand what you're giving to them. You can't basically taking time off your family to do something for a complete stranger. So I basically tell them, you can come on live, somebody will win. But no, they are too important. They cannot do that. You see how that really works. And then how the world will expect that you will change your energy when you are not changing it. The one lady that actually did help, it was in the very beginning of my channel. It's just like something compelled me to do that. Didn't know anything about her. And 5 of Wands showed up, which I interpreted as arguments and setting boundaries. And I have learned completely new meaning on that card, because she was beaten by her husband daily. And honestly, like ever since, I see this card differently. So I have urged her to leave her husband. She did. And actually she is a famous singer in Pakistan. And she's still kind of like keeping in touch with me, and that's kind of like is a really happy ending story. And a happy ending story from this morning was, that's why I almost was late for live, that I heard meow, and you know, like I never heard that type of meow before. So Matrix, and I'm going to upload it later to Facebook. Matrix came right next to the crate, and I could see Tiger. He was opening and closing eyes, but he was not moving, knowing that Matrix is sniffing him. It was, hey, I want to connect with you. So he was sitting there, not hissing. It was absolutely lovely. So, Libra. Oh my gosh, art show. That's very nice. Sweetie, have a beautiful, beautiful show and beautiful week. Libra. We have the foolishness. We have a fool, and we have the magician. And we have 9 of Pentacles. Libra doesn't want to be alone. yet you're feeling let down, Libra. You want somebody to come back to you. Are you dealing with another air sign? You have quite a bit. You have air signs, you have water signs, you have earth signs over here. But it almost looks like that with, if you're dealing with an earth sign, that you feel kind of like being kind of like left behind. This is that ultimate card of being left out in the cold, or you feel that it was supposed to be the two of you against the world. It also could be that somebody who has left you out in the cold might come back after you completely thinking it's not going to happen, after you thinking I was even foolish to be involved with this person, after thinking, oh my gosh, well, maybe, you know, if he comes back or she comes back, oh, I can make it work, kind of a thing. Self-worth, Libra. Self-worth. Put yourself first. Is this in your best interest? If you're a person who absolutely love yourself, what would a person who loves themselves do in this moment? Would you go for this type? Because this is really telling me maybe you're going to feel this week also turn off the phone and not even talk to anybody, kind of like we all get in this kind of like moments. I'm here. So that's why this card can maybe be seen differently, just like you're going to have maybe one confidant in this week and the rest of that is going to be, you know, back burner. We'll talk later, deal with you later. You have everything that you need. It's not much that you need to work on other than sort of like, it almost looks to me that you need more rest to have a vision and to see that bigger picture. So that's for my Librans. That's for my Librans. Oops, I should get you one of those cards as well. Libra, that's my Ascendant. Haha, new love. But this new love could be an old love, or it could be somebody new who will bring the old issues. So be ready. Whenever this happens, you have the ability to resolve the situation. So do not do the same things over and over and expect different results. If the same issues arise and you're dealing with them in the same way, why do you expect they end up differently? Huh? Self-worth, self-worth. So, Aquarians. Okay, guys, now pay attention, everybody, for Aquarians, because you guys are here with me on live, and look at it's 33 and at 33 minutes recording. Because you're on live, you can pick up on all the signs and all the energies. So let's give a title, let's kind of like see kind of like how you feel. This kind of has to be named, this reading. So let's go. Denise, Aquarius, there's another Aquarius. Dion, we all like learning our lessons. Aquarius, woo, the sun will shine again. But then we have the Lovers reversed, and then we have Queen of Swords reversed, which kind of like would be us. Seven of Pentacles reversed, but we have the Wheel of Fortune. Look at that, 3 majors, and this is the Karma card. And then we have like 6 of Cups. So self-worth, guys, is about understanding, really, like we might be a little bit bitchy, I'm not going to hide this. If anybody is dealing with Aquarius, watch it. You might be on the receiving end of chop off. But that's because Aquarius is reconfiguring with certain people. If you are on a cutting edge, then Aquarius decided to cut you out of their life. But they might be a little bit, we might be a little bit verbose, translation, have a little bit of verbal diarrhea kind of a thing. The Queen of Swords tend to be edgy, tend to be harsh when she's reversed, right? But that's usually that anger that I think it's provoked is because something that is not fulfilled on the inside, and that kind of like needs healing. The fact that we have 2 sixes is kind of like that soulmate-y thing. It is that memories of the past. Look at that. From all the signs, we are getting that Mercury retrograde penetrating over here. But I really feel this is really good news, because we also have these 2 10s. 19, 1 and 9 is 10 and 10, which it was a lesson that needed to be learned, that has been learned. It was about somebody with whom that was like an inability to commit, inability to make things work. It could have been a third party, and maybe this is like what even put Aquarian in the situation where, you know, I'm going to chase everybody away. You're all full of it. I don't want to deal with this. I don't know how to deal with this. But now it's going to be really coming back with fond memories, which means there is the flower that is opening up again and growing. And I don't know why this story just flashed in front of me. It was about a woman who, oh my God, let's call her an idiot. And you will see why. She decided to help nature. So when she saw, what do you call this, butterflies in their little cocoons, right? So let me take it in my kind of like terrarium and let's put it in there. So what happened, I think it was the three of them, and I don't know what happened with the first one. Something happened that it just immediately kind of died. The second one, a cat got hold of it and just put lots of kind of piercing in it. I think he just left was this one. That's the only one that I think survived. And so the butterfly came out with a wing all chopped off, thankfully, to the idiot and her kitty. And everybody is like bragging on the internet how great she was. So she found that she needs to repair this thing. So she cut, thinking that butterflies don't feel pain. So she literally cut the wing off and glued something else from the butterfly that she found dead or something. Honestly, I was watching this, and every moment it was just making my blood boil even more. And then she felt, oh my gosh, look at this, what I helped. If this idiot in the first place didn't mess with Mother Nature, that wouldn't help. See, like, this is when Aquarius get really like verbose, when they see idiocy. And I really think this could be also like, I mean, self review, like, how could I have done it? I should have done this differently. Right, Ms. Aquarius? Yes? Yeah? What's up? Cleaning? 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 Next! Which sign is next? Which element is next, guys? Oh, I didn't pick up the love card. Let's do this. Codependency. But I think codependency no more, because I really feel for Aquarians are sitting in this chair. I really do. It might feel tricky for some people, and sometimes when you adjust, you know, the pendulum swings really, really on the edges, but it needs to kind of like, you need to wait for things to come back in the center. So, but there's like some things from the past that are revisited, at the very least in our memory, and they are going to be seen differently. So, what do I have? I have fire. Okay, fire. Oh my gosh, look at this. We have visitations from everybody. Hi, Matrix. Hi. Who was sitting next to Tiger today? Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you. He was such a good boy. He's going to be on the internet later, right, mister? Yes. Who did it? Who did it? Who did a good job? Who did a good job? Yeah, I don't know, like if I have this in a video, I can show you really briefly here, so you guys don't need to wait for this. Which one was first? Here. The steam that you see is like my humidifier. I want to keep there. You see, he was like right next to it. Tiger is pretending he was sleeping, but you could see his eyes opening and closing. And Mr. Matrix was just sniffing and coming close. It was really, really, really interesting over here. This was like really, really big. This was not hissing. It was not kind of like, back off, get off, you idiot, you big kind of like furry idiot. It was look at that. Like, this is a step forward. So, more on Facebook. So, fire. I think Lati said fire, 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 fire. So, what did you guys think about the butterfly story? Was it stupid, or was she the kind one? Because like they kept telling her how great she was. Honestly, I really don't think people should mess with nature. And that same thing goes with people having wild animals at home and then they attack them and eat them. What were you thinking, right? Okay, fire. We have perception and we have quest. Look at that. So your heart is opening up. The story over here goes that she comes in the garden, and the garden is all unkept. And you know, she goes, oh my gosh, what do I do? And then she sees this door, and then she walks through the door, and all of a sudden she says, okay, I have to come back. And she comes back on the other side, like in that basically little enclave. And next thing, she's coming out and she's realizing, look at that, it's the same garden, and it's so lovely. I really think here is really talking about that the same thing can be seen differently, when we kind of like really have a proper focus, when we have a proper frequency, right? The theory is that we are all living all possibilities of our realities simultaneously. So just because in one life we are sad, maybe another one we are celebrating success, and it's just like I mean the draw. And in this over here, we say something that we maybe feel that we need to go towards somewhere where life has more meaning. This is really telling me, guys, it's time to take risk. And I really think you need to take risk with your own heart. And you need to commit to your path. This is about courage. I mean, it's about self-discovery as well. It's going to be something about heart. If you guys didn't date, this is time to date. If you guys had issues in a relationship, this is going to feel like we either repair it and see things differently and leave past in the past, or I'm moving forward. It's going to be as simple as that. If you guys looking, then you have to start looking at things differently with optimistic kind of like mind, and that is going to be a big kind of like part of moving it forward. Alrighty, so who do we do that here? Look at that, she was a big idiot. You see, air signs, you know, we are not beating around the bush. Hey Barbie. All right, so let's do it. Who do I go first? Leo. Oh, look at this. Larry said Aries. I was before. I said Leo before. So it's going to be Leo, and then we can do Aries. Leo, 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 Leo. Sorry for giving you horrible stories in the morning. I just realized, what the hell is wrong with me? We are starting this weekend, and I'm giving you these stories. Yeah, that's air sign, like verbal incontinence. That's the Queen of Swords reverse. Okay, Leo, Leo. My moon is in Leo, so let's see what happens. Woo, the world reverse. Not a good news. I'll kid you not a good news. This could be about those fixed signs again: Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Leo. Again, over here, something that still needs to be done karmically. So that's it. You need to kind of like reshift, looking on your karma. It could be something connecting to the family. Maybe you guys are want to experience new happiness in the family, or getting married, or seeing something. Ooh, there is some kind of romance that could be happening. Knave of Chalices is like one of those, hey, you know, look at me. It could be one of those first introduction. Honestly, I heard something, and this buddy is able to put himself out of his crate, even though I kind of got a hook too. But let me just check what's the baby doing. No, he is just waiting for me, and he shouldn't be, because he should be sleeping. And there he is, and now we can see him. He just needs to kind of like turn around on the other side and sleep, as he is doing. Okay. Ooh, the codependency, the devil. Ooh, the Emperor. So there it is. We have Aries, we have Capricorn, we have those fixed signs, we have water signs, and then you have a soulmate. It's just like, you guys, you need to date this month. This month. I don't know why I said this month. I wanted to say this week, but I guess Freudian slip, it's going to be month. So it's a Mercury retrograde. It could be clearing some old issues from the past, that codependency, where, again, you know, maybe you thought somebody was great, but somebody was like that unkept garden. Maybe you need to go to kind of like have things that are better serving you. You need to kind of like feel that control of your life. You need to kind of like start pushing in a new direction. And these two cards combined, it really tells me that some of you don't have a good perception in how a relationship should be and what kind of role you need to play in this relationship. Maybe you're putting too much, and it's kind of weird because Leo's fixed signs are not followers, and it looks to me like you're allowing that other person to take the lead. I'm not saying that you need to be the leader of the pack, but I'm saying here that are you sure that it's going to work in the long run? I had to learn that lesson about myself, that I'm usually too easygoing, and so when I go out with people, I'm sure whatever you guys want. But then when I want something, nobody really cares. So you need to start, even though you really don't care, kind of like asserting yourself earlier, so people see that actually you do have a spine and you do have your will. And then, of course, you don't waste too much time if people are just self-oriented. Soulmate card, the Emperor card, Ten of Pentacles card, Knave of Chalices. But there's like still something from the past that needs to be addressed. There's still something from the past that feels you robbed of this experience. These guys are all changing this week. It's all going to be really different. So let's see. Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. So for those of you who are in between, that is like a sign, hey, you know, maybe the people, especially who have family, who kind of like dealing with this kind of issues, but codependency is a biggie. Sometimes it's not easy to be overcome. So guys, I do offer coaching, so I have like only 2 spots left. That's all that I can take at this point. But codependency really needs to be taken down brick by brick with coach or a therapist. It's very hard to do it on your own, and even with a coach sometimes it's a battle, because that's why it's shown with chains. Or simply Leo is dealing with Capricorn, and Capricorn is being very horny. It can be just like something like that. Okie dokie. You guys, again, which way are going to look in the relationship? Are you going to staying? Are you going? It's just like the same general message here as well. So that was Leo. So now we are going into Aries. 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 You think, silly Jen, they'll be friends? I know, like Matrix is making these big strides to kind of like, and I'm talking to Matrix, come on, introduce yourself. He's alone here. And almost like he's listening. I'm starting to think that this guys actually really understand us better than we actually understand. Sort of like I'm putting the thought in my head and sitting next to them, and things start to happen what I'm thinking. So it's like, whoa, how is that working? Aries, 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 Aries. You guys give me thumbs up. Hey, I want a thumbs up. Thumbs up. So we have 2 of Swords. We have the Emperor, which would be you guys. Walking this tightrope. You are kind of like figuring out some choices. You have a decision to make, and kind of like you don't like either end of that. There's a Queen of Swords. It's something pragmatic. The Death card. Something has to stop. Look at this too. Like you're in indecision state. Completely indecision. You might be dealing with water sign. You might be dealing with an air sign. It could be Aquarius or Scorpio in particular, or another Aries. You really start feeling that you need to stabilize, and this is going to boil down for you. Should I stay or should I go? Whatever this is, this could be work, this could be romance, this could be like the new venture, could be new job. But guys, everything is really positive, and don't get scared when you see that card. Hello, Temperance rising. This is good. This means that certain things just need to end. That certain things just cannot continue the way they were. She cannot look in this untended garden anymore, right? So it is time to kind of go in a new direction. Feel hopeful. Feel quick in... And Aries is such a fast sign, right? So what you lack in maturity, you compensate in speed. So this is like one of those speedy weeks, right? Look at the combinations that you have. Air, 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 fire, fire. It's just like this one, things from the past. Almost looks like you were stagnant, and now it's just like somebody's leaving you out of the gate, and next thing you know, I cannot catch your leash, kind of a thing. So yeah, indecision is there. You kind of like know what you want, but you're also now drawing things out of your own wisdom, what you kind of like accumulated. And there is like this feeling of, hey, I can do things. I want to do things. I'm hopeful. I'm cheerful. So I don't know what to say. It's good for you guys. Really, really good. Really, really good. Okay, pay attention to the red flags, and I think that's why it is red flags. Maybe you guys are having a hard time to make this decision, and you are romanticizing certain things because there is like this Ace of Cups here in below, but you really need to pay attention to these red flags because they will destabilize you. So walk away from red flags. That's all there is. That's why the quest is here. You're going from this winter and nothing is growing to summer, and if you go to the stop sign, eventually going to end up in a ditch, or cup is going to get you. So that's something that you really need to acknowledge this particular week. And I think it's also a little bit longer for you because I'm seeing majors over here, and majors generally don't last a day, kind of a thing. And Sagittarians, Saggies. Two of Swords. Yes, it's walking a tightrope blindfolded, and you're a cat over the water. How bad it can get, right? What's next? So Sagittarius. And then we didn't do, what did we do? We did air, we did water, we did fire. Oh, the earth is left. Look at this, and I'm actually doing this on time. So this actually system works. So Saggies, and it's Saggy over here, and it's Saggy over here. I think our moderator is Saggy. Temperance has a Saggy in her. We have the moon reversed. Woo, we have 9 of Swords reversed. We have 7 of Wands reversed. We have the World. We have 3 of Cups reversed. You have a 4 of Pentacles. Saggies, what's going on? You have, looks like, worked a major lesson in your life. There was like something happening. It was something about not being clear. Something is still actually brewing, I have to say, with these 2 nines kind of like showing up together. This is talking about something hidden. This is talking about something that is really, you're really bothered. You're feeling maybe cut off from hopes and from friendships, and this is usually about being defensive and kind of like, I really think you're ending this week with kind of like not really feeling that you need to fight for certain things, and kind of like counting your blessings and protecting yourself. There is like a self-protection mode, and you're doing that based on some circumstances that you have been going through, that you have actually overcame, but you are not aware of it. For some reason you're not still cluing it in, so hence you're going into put the walls up, protective mode. Everybody's irritating me. I'm not willing for this to happen again. And maybe it's normal. It's a knee-jerk reaction a little bit over here. So you're going to stabilize by the end of the week, but middle of the week can be very tricky because you're going to see that untended garden. You're going to see everything almost like in a negative way. Something might come across and on the surface that comes as very kind of like clarity is reached over there, and maybe you're moving to the next stage. Maybe you're ending with someone and moving forward, and this whole transition might be a little bit tough. Lati, what do I do? He's crying over there, and he's just in a cage for an hour right now, so should be okay. So there is like a finances and career. There it is. Let your friends help you, but also some friends are very damaging. Pay attention to the red flags, romantic feelings, and express your love. So this is all asking you to come out in the open. This is all asking that things are being kind of like manned and handled. So let me just, guys, quickly go and visit Mr. Tiger, and I'm going to put this on mute for a second. I do hear him. He's squealing and squirming. I don't know, maybe he needs to go out, but he'll have to wait for Earth, and hopefully he'll be able to do it. I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to put this on mute so you don't hear like mano-a-mano conversation. And this one doesn't want to go. Okay, I just bribe him with some food. I don't give him treats, I give him just regular kibble as a treat. So it's a low value treat, but let's see how that will work. So can you hear me now, guys? Just say yes. Hopefully you can hear me. Have a sip. And hopefully my leg is going to improve. Whenever I sit, my knee is really hurting. Yes, I just took him for a walk before live, and this was the third walk for today. So it's not that I'm a lazy mom, guys. Just see, this is why it's a problem for me doing the readings, because I need a full focus. It's really hard to focus when your baby is crying. So Earth, Earth, Earth. Yes, Cappies are coming up. Earth, 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 Earth. Yes, Silly Jane. I'm having a few helpers. Letty's helping, and my friend Gabriel is helping. My brother is helping, and I have a trainer with whom I'm meeting at 2 o'clock today. So I think it's going to be next lesson. So I'm finally kind of like learning a lot of things around this. So Earth, Earth. Wisdom. Oh my goodness, isn't that lovely when we kind of like get into the wisdom part? First of all, it's a heart chakra. So when the heart chakra shows up, it always talks about, hey, you know, you're finding certain lessons in your heart. It's always kind of like good to get this like more of self-understanding, right? And generally, like I think what the book says is the wisdom is knowing the difference between a calculated risk and stupidity, right? Talking about the butterfly kind of like story, right? So do you go with your heart? Do you go against your heart? This is a leadership time, guys. It's about being wise, focused energy. You need to kind of honor yourself. You guys are really good that way, right? And it's maturity and support, right? So you guys were getting some advice from somebody recently? Any Cappies here? Any Cap? Why did I think of Cappies over here? Because I see the star. I see Aquarians over here as well. It's sage over here. Literally sage, that they actually put it there. And that's kind of like what reminds me of Cappies, and I don't know why. But anyway, we see the dove over here. And usually dove is Scorpio, believe it or not, over here. Are you guys trying to do something alone? You need to kind of like stay in the present moment and try not to get ahead of yourself. It's very important to kind of like really realize there's like something special. There's like something hidden that is just going to give birth. So don't rush it, because you can squish the butterfly over here, right? So let's see. Oh, what did I miss, Letty? You're like entertaining everybody. So who do I go with first? So Cappies wanted to go. Okay, so let's go Capricorn. When for some reason I channeled Capricorn over there. So Capricorn, Sandy. Oh my goodness, good timing. Taurus was not read yet. It's coming up in the next few minutes. Okay. Letty, that's so cute. Oh my gosh, look at this. We have Capricorns in the house. Capricorn, and wisdom. We have Knight of Chalices reversed. So it is a romance. You know, that's a tricky one. You have a King of Pentacles reversed, which could be you, could be an earth sign. Whoa, you have the Karma. There is like something shifting. It's a shift week. Then you have the Hangman, another major arcana. You have Knave of Swords. So you're dealing air, you're dealing with water, you're dealing with earth. And you have the Hermit. Look at that. 9, 10, 12. So you might be dealing with Virgos, you might be dealing with Taurus, you might be dealing with Aquarius, you might be dealing with water signs over here that I see. Also, the wheel can contain Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, and Taurus as well, which we kind of like see kind of like already building. So the Knight of Chalices, where is my unicorn? Is somebody who kind of like gives you this big eyes, somebody who draws you in their own world, somebody who is like really into you. But then you realize they're really not into you. You realize, oh my goodness, they are just doing this only to dream. They're just like dreaming aloud. And they freaking threw me in their dream. And you're earth sign. And then all of a sudden you see that when you really want something that they have promised, it's really not happening that way. And that's when kind of like wake up, kind of like stuff start to happen. And it's really important to acknowledge that, guys. So I see here there is like that situation with someone who maybe have been very amorous, but maybe left you cold, or you left somebody cold. And maybe this is the wisdom. It's going to be a whole bunch of people you guys will be mulling over in your head, processing and deciding how to go forward. Interestingly enough, this is a wisdom card as well, but it is reversed. So which way is it? Are you going to be wise and start moving forward? Look at this. It's about the choices. You looks like you have multiple choices, guys. A good problem to have if you wish, for those of us who don't have choices. But also, I understand how you feel when you have choices. It's, oh my gosh, the grass is greener over there. What do I do? You simply have to realize that there are certain sacrifices that need to be made, right? You need to strategize in how to come down to earth. Yes, certain things can be broken, certain things can be rotten, certain things can have to be swept under the carpet. But I have to tell you one thing over here, Capricorns, that it takes two to tango, and that's what I see. That was not necessarily just the other person. It's not necessarily something that, oh, you're just sitting around and poor you and this happened to you. You have engaged. You have engaged. Two of them are reversed, and it takes two to tango. So no blame, and that's the wisdom. The wisdom is, I'm accountable, I take responsibility, and I really need to kind of like figure out, seek wisdom, read up on something, get coaching, just go on YouTube, get a book, because the Knave of Swords is like talking about the clarity. You might have a person, look at this, also have a Knight of Swords. You might have an air sign in your life who is going to be actually helping you. You know, sometimes a word that you get from a person, it clicks. And it's not a word per se, it's the right timing that you're hearing it, and it's the opening inside of you that gets it. Because the wheel basically means that shift is going to happen whether you want it or not. And you're going to feel really good. But don't feel too good, because you still need to work on that wisdom. And you might feel so good that you're just going to throw the wisdom up in the air and say, I'm maybe going back to the choices that are not best for me. So they're handsome. Temperance rising, I kind of, oh, that's Lati. You see my stigmatism. So the handsome is so Temperance rising. And Temperance rising can't be handsome. She's a woman. But let's see what you guys thought about attraction. It is safe for you to love. Open your heart. Maybe this is all about opening heart. Maybe you guys got hurt and you close your heart, and now it's going back and forth, and there's like something that you need to work on. So let's go next. Who is next over here? So let's go Virgo, since you Hermit came through. Mind you, I did hear expression handsome woman, and that's usually sarcastic thing, that she has masculine traits, kind of a thing. And let's see, Virgo. I think I have lots of Virgo in my chart. When somebody said to me, you sound like a Virgo, almost like it's that horrible thing. Thank God. Otherwise, I mean, last month I was just complete air sign, was trying to take care of the baby, but that Virgo really helps me get organized, right? So Virgo this week. Virgo, Seven of Swords. Ouch, ouch, ouch. You know how some readers have cards they don't like? This is mine. I had a horrible breakup 2 years ago. This card came out each and every time. I don't wish it on anyone. This is like when you're completely clueless. Look at that. Kitty is sleeping and the mice are partying, taking things away. And you are this generous person who is not realizing what happens while you're just blinking, right? So that's a very uncomfortable feeling that you give so much and then just your jaw drops, right? And you don't know what to do with. Ten of Pentacles is good, but how the heck this connects? And King of Swords. Wow, that's about the fairness. I don't know, are you guys involved in some kind of like lawsuits or some kind of like legal things? Oh, somebody was brokenhearted over here, Virgo. Didn't know what to do. You felt trapped. You didn't know how to get out of the situation. It could have involved your family. It could have involved, you have the Three of Swords reversed and you have Eight of Swords. But something is happening, guys. Oh my gosh, you Virgo. It looks like this is more or less the past that is kind of like resurfacing. Maybe because you're going to get choices. You're going to get options. Well, I guess that's why it's saying wisdom. And I think that's why it is. You felt betrayed. It could have been a third-party situation that they left you kind of like shaking your head, wondering what the hell happened. And Ten of Pentacles is sort of like, you guys are, your earth signs, really need to find a partner who not only fits your life, but who fits into your family. To you, that history and future is really important, equally important, right? So you might have choices. Look, I have this King of Swords and you have Knight of Wands. I have to tell you right out of the gate, this guy is going to be very sexy and very, very appealing. But Knight of Wands doesn't stay. This kind of like could be one of those quote-unquote friends with benefits. This could be somebody you have been dealing with from the past. This also could be Sagittarius or Leo, kind of like a flavor, fire for sure. You can be dealing with the air. But this also could mean that you're spending lots of time in your head thinking what if and why not me, that kind of sort of things, right? But even though this person is like sexy and fun to be around, this person is not willing to stay. So you have to figure out, the wisdom is how much do you value yourself. Or King of Swords, who might not be that interesting, and he's kind of like maybe cold and aloof. But this person is extremely fair, and if you just give yourself some time to get to know this person, you might be actually really surprised with how attracted you can get. The air signs are not kind of like flashy out of the gate that you're going to go for us. But boy, when we put our hooks in you, you have no way out. So, but you have to give yourself some time, and you have to be on par with this person, because this person is well educated or informed or something like that. And frankly, they will judge you if you're not. And you guys like to be perfectionists, so this actually can work well, to be honest. So let's see, I just started dating, so explains all the choices. Well, there you go. So this is flashy choice, very nice gift, but it's made in China, it's going to fall apart. This one is made in USA or Canada, and it's not going to have a flashy wrapping, but it's really sturdy and solid. So keep that in mind. So you have, interestingly enough, these two cards jump from it, but it's for the similar, save for you to love and let your friends help you. So guys, if you're in doubt, consult, consult, and consult. Safety and open your heart. You need to do that. And wisdom card is a really, really, really big lesson. Let me shuffle them up here. He is squirming. I don't know why he's squirming. I just finally managed to put him back in order. I'm talking about Tiger with his tummy. So it was Virgo, we did Capricorn, and let's do Taurus, your last sugar comes last. Taurus, 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 Taurus. What is that sound? Oh, that's his toy. Sounds like a mouse, and like each time I turn around, I have mice. That's his toy. Taurus, 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 Taurus time. Sandy, what a timing. Taurus and Taurus. Okay, this kind of work. Did you guys like this kind of combination? Really quickly intro. We have the moon. Something is foggy, but then you're coming back into, okay, let me go back where I'm not feeling this, what they call it, brain fog and nightmare, and I don't know what the heck is going on, and it's kind of relating to that wisdom. And then you go back to these stars, dreaming and hoping, and new people and friends and things coming in your life. And there is like this Five of Wands that I was telling you about, my you know, lady that kind of like really needed desperate help. So, but in you, let me just turn it all around. Yeah, I don't see anything physically abusive over here, to be really honest with you. So look at that. Knight of Pentacles. So that's a Capricorn. I don't know you guys dealing with Capricorns over here, because Queen of Pentacles can be Capricorn. I'm definitely seeing strong earth energy over here. You know that you need to do some choices, and you guys are very kind of like solid. It's kind of like hard to get you moving, right? And that's why one of them, I see it's cups. Some emotional ties to the past are here, but there are like some new ideas and vision for the future. See, we have the water as well here, kind of like really what kind of like new emotional experiences I can have. There are also lots of choices. You might have completely different choices, maybe even 3, and it's going to be really so much motion and so many things happening, pretty much. But the moon means that there is a confusion inside. I mean, this is also La Luna, which can talk about a form of lunacy. So hence the wisdom is, again, to figure it out, which is unreal and which is real, and what can work in reality. And that, I shouldn't be telling that to an earth sign, because you guys are virtuosos in that. There is like some essence, maybe spending time with family, figuring things, how to do it, especially if you have kids. And then reestablishing maybe a new system, or going new direction where you kind of like have to make a choices where there is a line in sand, and that's kind of like how things need to go. Okay, good morning, Kimberly. You're just coming on a tail end, but you are so welcome to see here. It's nice to see you saying. So Kylie, you get ready to find who you're going to award. You cannot get it to another moderator, but I'm just going to draw the last card for Taurus. Taurus. Finances and career. Money will be important, and there is like something influenced with the money. Choices are going to be financial. Maybe that's why I saw so much earth over here. And maybe you're taking so many things in account. Maybe you're trying to reach some kind of clarity. Maybe somebody was a money drain. I mean, wanting the money, wanting to be financed, and kind of like sounds like somebody wanted to get stuff, but or ask for a loan, and you were waiving this kind of like 2 things. So it's going to be very kind of a grounding week. Nothing really negative. Maybe the beginning could be a little bit, hey, I need a little bit more information, a little bit more clarity. This is the wrong path, this is the right path, and moving on from there. So guys, we did it. 12:12 on my clock over here. So that's also kind of like universal sign. I just want to know who will be the winner of a free reading, and courtesy of Kat and Kylie today. And then I can get my little squirmy guy. I don't know why he's so squirmy, but I think it could be a little bit his digestion that I am trying to fix, to take him out for a quick walk outside. So Kylie, Sealy, yay, Sealy, congratulations, Sealy. Now you have to put your name over here, and I'm going to put the music while you're putting your name, and I mean your email, and you have to fill out this. And then you just, oh, look at this, Lati was ahead of me. And that's it. So we are just waiting, Silly, for your Purple Side Kitty. There you go, she did it. And I'm going to put the music, guys, and really wish you guys having a wonderful week. And I have to go and kind of like deal with the baby. Okay, so there is the music. And until the next week, guys, you know that I love you. Thank you everybody for being here. Thank you very much, mods, for your help. Please come back, tell me how the week was. I have to go back in the last week and see what the heck happened. Love you, love you, love you. And come on Facebook to see Matrix trying to meet a new friend in Tiger. Okay, love you. Thank you guys, everybody. I'll see you next week. Love you, love you.